Welcome to the channel. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Join me in today's video where we'll be doing a little unboxing and give you guys a little preview of what's to come for the following weeks or months. So in front of me I have watches from two brands. I've got one from Sugess and I've got one from Merkur. Now these are doubled up. In fact, I've got a total of 4 watches, 2 from each brand, to show you what they are. So with normal unboxings, what I tend to do is take the watches out, give you guys a quick preview, have a look at the watch myself and go through the specifications, dimensions and prices, and then I'll put them away, try to save as much as I can for the full reviews, and of course a follow-up to give you guys a full review. So let's start checking these out. So let's make a start. So here we are. These are the first 2 watches from Sugess. Now these are exactly the same watch. The model number for these is the S451. And they feature a complication which I've never had my hands on. I do know they exist, but I've not experienced it. This is the jump hour complication. So I just had a quick play with them before, as you saw in the sped up video. But it's a very interesting concept, and of course I get why. And I mean, the first thing I can see straight away from this is just that how interesting that pattern is. This is intensely complicated and detailed. Just look at that. I mean, I don't know if that's guilloche, but that is definitely stunning to look at. Just look at those swirls and patterns. Now, obviously, we've seen a lot of watches from Sugess. We do know how good they are. And this watch does look really good with that brushing on the outer radius. Yeah, definitely something different, guys. And the detail, I've got to give it to Sugess. Very, very detailed watch. In terms of specifications on this one, it's a stainless steel case. It's got 50 meters of water resistance, and it does come in a few different colors, and I have one variant here with me. So you'll find these watches all on the same sort of selection on the store. When you go through it, you can have all these different options. So in terms of further specifications, you do have a mineral crystal in these, and it states so on their website. But for this video, I'm going to bring out the trusty diamond tester. I'll leave that to warm up and I can confirm, because Sugess usually tend to use sapphire. So let's just confirm it is hard lex or mineral as they say. But yeah, very lovely dial. And the second one, let's have a quick look at that. This is of course one of my favorite dials, Aventurine. There was a period where I looked at so many Aventurine dials, and just look how stunning that looks. It's like a deep starry sky almost. Let's brighten that up a bit, but yeah, wow. This one obviously does have a few issues there. I mean, I get it. It's a very minimalistic dress watch. 0 markers, nothing around this. So I don't know how you'd sort of gauge the minutes. The handset under this lighting, unfortunately, is barely visible, but it is a much different handset to the one on this version. This is just a bit more stylized, I suppose. I think it's loomed. It's over there as well. Very beautiful, very elegant, obviously. But as I said, I think practicality is a must when you look at these watches. In terms of prices, Sugess have listed these at £110, which I think is pretty decent value for money. You know, Sugess are known for very good build quality. The movement in these watches is a Seizenn ST1721 jump hour movement. So you've got your hour disc right there. Then you've got your minute hand, which is the one that cycles and therefore changes the hour hand. I get it, it's a very different way to tell time. It's supposed to be easy, I believe, and I think it could be, you know, depending on legibility, of course. And then you've got your running seconds at the 6. Yeah, £110 doesn't seem so bad. Now, I'm not sure about the crystal here. Let's see if that has warmed up. Yes, it has. So the diamond selector tool, let's put that on there. Let's drop it down a bit. And yet no movement on there. Next to nothing really. So that is confirmed to be mineral. Yes. I'm not sure again on the choice. Sapphire is always preferred. I don't know if it's a deal breaker. I personally don't think it is, because something like this or that, it's not something you're going to wear every day. I'm sure it's a bit of a statement piece or a special event thing, particularly with this Aventurine. So let's have a quick look at the case. I mean, it's a really nice case, very distinct shape. It's also bezel-less. So there is no bezel there really. It's quite flat. Very sharp angles there, facets. And yeah, pretty nice really. So let's go ahead, let's check out the dimensions. So this one is the same as the other one. We've got a case of 38 millimeters, thickness of just 11 mil, lug to lug of 45, nearly 46 mil, and 20mm lug width, and yeah, that should look good on wrist. So we'll obviously do that in the full review. So these are two watches from Sugess, jump hours. I mean, I love that blue, I love the detail on there. That's just incredible. So we're going to put these two Sugess watches away, and we're going to look at what Merkur has given us. So here we have the two watches from Merkur. Quite different in terms of what we can see on the dials and what they are. But this one's interesting because this also happens to be a jump hour. So we've already seen one from Sugess, and now we've got from Seizenn, which is also a Merkur brand. Now, what you can see already is it's a bit more practical. Number one, it's a field style watch, the way the Arabics are on there, but you know, it's obviously a lot more legible. You've got your markers, you've got your minute tracks. So straight away, it kind of makes it just a lot more practical. Movement wise, I think it is the same. It's the ST1721 that you get from Seagull, which is also in the Sugess movements. And in the full review, of course, these all be checked on the time grapher to see what kind of accuracy we're getting with these. And yeah, I mean, Merkur, as you guys probably know, if you do follow them, I've followed them for a long time. As I said, I'm wearing their GMT. Merkur, there's a love-hate relationship with Merkur. They make some incredible watches. I love some of the designs so much, particularly their early dive watches, which they've stopped doing. But they do a lot of field watches. So they've got Seizenn, they've also got Pierre Paulin, they've also got FOD, as well as Merkur. Now, for the most part, the branding's on point. The build quality is there also. I mean, the cases are quite unique. The designs are quite unique as well. And they look at, you know, different things. So they are a brand that, to me, does stand out on Aliexpress as being slightly different. The only problem with Merkur is, and you'll find this if you look at the reviews on these watches, is they've got very poor customer service. I mean, it's not so much that the watches are bad or anything, but you'll see, for example, a certain configuration will be shown. You'll buy that and you'll get something different. It could be a change in the dial color. It could be a change in the second hand, for example. It could be a different strap they send it to you. They just don't seem to care what they send out, as long as, you know, it's there, that's what you ordered, which is ridiculous. And it's something that is very difficult to get away from. I mean, it has been raised. I don't know if they've gone any better. I personally, I've never had an issue. And it's not just because I'm a reviewer, because I've bought watches from Merkur for myself before as well. I've done a couple of videos on this as well. I've done like a PSA regarding Merkur. But it's one of those things you can't deny. They do have some really nice watches. In terms of specifications, I think it's going to have minimal water resistance. It doesn't have a screw down crown. So I think 50 meters, if it doesn't say that on the back. You've got a mineral glass. I believe they always use mineral glass, so we can confirm that now. Yes, mineral, and it's again quite a nice shape. You can just see how that profile sits along the case. It's bubble style crystal. I do like it, and you get no distortion on this one, just around the minute track. Case is very smoothly polished as well on the sides. Now you've got brushing on the A face. Overall, looks pretty decent. In terms of prices, I think these ones are at £100, and they've got a few different variants. I think there's a bronze, which is a bit more, but let's have a look at dimensions. So this is, if I'm getting it right, just around 38.5, or might be close to 38. Thickness 12.5, no doubt due to that considerably thicker crystal, and lug to lug is just under 44, so quite compact, and 20mm lug width. So this is the jump hour from Seizenn, and if you look on the website, I'm sure you'll find many other versions. Now the next one that they've sent is a world timer, but I've never really used one, so I'll be looking on how you're supposed to work these. So let's first of all check the second crown out, which is the internally rotating world timer bezel, and it engages very, pretty much instantly. Yeah, and you can feel some resistance on there. And I do like when you have these secondary crowns for internal bezel, I do like to feel some resistance and not just quite loose, which some of the Seikos do have. This is obviously your main crown, and it does also hand wind. Now, Merkur don't actually tell you what movement this is, but I do suspect it's the movement they use in the majority of their hand winding mechanical watches. It's not an ST1901, but it's probably going to be another style of Seagull. Now Merkur do say that they modified these or regulate them. It's a bit unclear. They are a bit shady when it comes to movements, unless it's a clear cut Seagull watch. And yeah, very detailed dial, mechanical. You can just see the world, you can see the map there, you can see the inner minute track. Case looks quite well made. I mean, Merkur have got lovely cases. This is like a stepped bezel on there, fully brushed. So this one just 38.5. thickness is 13.5, lug to lug 46.5, and a 20mm lug width. The price on this world timer is actually 128. It's the most expensive out of the 4 that I've looked at today. Yeah, so these are 2 watches from Merkur. And of course, I'm going to follow up, guys, with a full review on each and every one. So I'm hoping I haven't missed anything. I don't think I have. Anything I have missed, I'll cover in the full review. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you bought any of these, what are your thoughts? And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.